So when you're creating a food forest, you're regenerative in your behaviors.
How's it growing? Jason Mraz, the Grammy Award-winning singer, has a food forest. Did you know that? Yeah, it's something he's very passionate about, and it's showcased in a film on regenerative agriculture. So you want to stick around to the end of the video to learn more about that. The Food Forest series that we just did with Amanda Pike was Stack's Urban Harvest's most popular series to date. Well, duh, Amanda is amazing, and so is her family. We sure didn't expect Amanda's husband and son to get as involved in the series as they did, and that was really nice. Yeah, that was a really nice surprise, and I've got to say I felt like I really connected with the Pike family that day. And we have exciting news on a new series with Amanda in the planning stage, and I'll share after we hear more from her on the regenerative aspect of food forests. I'll also share my thoughts as we explore permaculture and regenerative gardening, examining the cross-pollination and the differences. Hey Stack, they have a lot more common ground than not. Absolutely. Permaculture is a comprehensive philosophy including social and cultural aspects. Regenerative agriculture focuses on enhancing soil health and ecosystems. Both contribute to sustainable practices. Systems like organic, hugelculture, permaculture all work in harmony with regenerative principles. But too often, organic farmers are stuck in monocropping. Yeah, that's really unfortunate, but at least organic is a step in the right direction by avoiding toxic glyphosate-laden herbicides as well as toxic pesticides. Regenerative gardeners and Permies? Come on, David, let's not use derogatory terms. Bo. Permies is not a derogatory term. Permies is what permaculture enthusiasts affectionately call themselves. So then regenerative enthusiasts would be called regeners? Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, that's not a thing. But the regenerative movement is often referred to as regen. But hey, let's move on to hear Amanda's Permie perspective, and then I'll share my thoughts.
So when you're creating a food forest, you're regenerative in your behavior. So you're creating what is natural to an ecosystem. And you're going to be generating soil health, ecosystem health. And so you'll hear terms like agroforestry, permaculture, regenerative agriculture, right? All of these are interrelated. And so it's a natural process. We have words to describe them, but you can put the words on the shelf and just get out there and plant. And you're going to find it very natural, right? If you have a shrub, then you're going to look to plant a tree because you already have a shrub. If you have ground cover, right? If you have a really tall tree, then you're going to want to plant under it. You naturally create these layers. And so you're able to create a density. And nature is always trying to reforest itself. If you just stop mowing and you have oaks on the property, you're going to have oak seedlings coming up. Nature wants to have forests. And it's a beautiful thing to help that occur. Just seeing how wildlife interacts with you differently when you're out there. The species all around you are going to observe you. It's so fascinating. Humans forget how interesting other wildlife can be. And they'll recognize you and they see you as an ally. It's wonderful to be out there. It's just a beautiful feeling. So, there's an intellectual side of this where you're thinking, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and I've got my list, and I'm going to tackle this, and I've got my timeline, and I've got my budget, bada bing, bada boom. But then there's also, I'm going to just stick some seeds in the ground and just go out there and just wander and just enjoy and really love the experience. And that is as important, if not more important, than the prior with the list and the budget and all the things, because the prior will make you feel overwhelmed and it will paralyze you. You're like, I didn't meet my goal, and then the latter with going out there and just touring your place as a paradise, creating your own Eden, is going to fill your soul in a way that you can probably stop wondering what's the point of life, right? The first one's going to make you really question what is this thing called life all about? I mean, it's the part of the brain that does seek meaning. And then you've got the other part of the brain that just understands meaning.
I agree that labels aren't nearly as important as our shared pursuit for sustainability and working with nature by using biomimicry, embracing biodiversity for stronger ecosystems, and using soil building methods for healthier microbial life. Regeneratives and Permies alike favor growing biodiversity over monocropping. Both permaculture and regen focuses on creating sustainable, self-sufficient systems in harmony with nature. That includes organic methods that avoid chemicals that damage the soil health and are destructive to ecosystems. On this channel, we apply regenerative agriculture principles to our gardens. Stack, maybe you should share those principles and tell us about that film that had such an impact on you and this channel. Oh yeah, the principles laid out in the inspiring documentary, Kiss the Ground.
It seems too simple.
Healthy soils lead to a healthy plant, healthy human, healthy climate.
Narrated by Woody Harrelson, which features a food forest owned by Grammy Award-winning singer Jason Mraz. This film made a huge impact on how I think about the unsustainability of our current agriculture system, and it shows a powerful alternative.
The solution is right under our feet, and it's as old as dirt.
Using a combined set of practices that help build the healthy soils and balanced ecosystems. And now the Kiss the Ground organization has released a new film called Common Ground, and we haven't seen that one yet. I can't wait to see that too. And speaking of common ground, our shared values with Permies, there's a lot of overlap, but the differences are in the scope and focus. You still haven't shared the regen principles. Keep it brief, Stack. Oh right, the regen principles. That includes cover cropping, biodiversity, compost, and that includes mob grazing or rotational grazing of livestock. And finally, no-till. Yeah, that no-till term really caught on, but we prefer to call it minimal soil disturbance because disturbance could be a chemical disturbance. Yeah, anything that disturbs the microbes in the soil is a disturbance. That's why we're not a huge fan of the term no-till. So what's this new series you're planning with Amanda? Well, I'm thrilled to announce that Amanda Pike and I are planning another series. This time we'll embark on a farm-to-table food prep journey. When it's available, you should see a link to part 1 up here. If you don't see it there should be a link at the end screen of the video or a link in the description. You ready, Bo? Live regeneratively and let's grow together.